And this one is a competitive roll and write where players are going to be building up their own theme park, attracting different guests, and trying to make the most money. This is a game that plays over 20 rounds, but what's really cool about this game is that players are going to be rolling 2 dice and then using those dice in order to build their attractions. The way that works is that you're going to be choosing 1 die in order to determine which section of your board you're going to be activating. Then you're going to be using the other die to determine the option within that section. This means that if at least one of the dice rolled was a 1, you could use that to build a stall into your park, and this is going to increase the amount of guests that you can have, but also the amount of income that you generate per ticket. If a 3, a 4, or a 6 was rolled, that's going to allow you to build the various rides, but then the sub options within that are all different shapes that you'll have to draw onto your own personal player board, and each space within these shapes actually acts as a location where you can keep one of your guests. So this is another limiting factor to the amount of guests that you can actually fit in your park. Of course, for your guests to actually get to the rides, you're also going to have to build paths, so you'll have to roll a 2 in order to build any of those, and then rolling a 5 allows you to build different corporate buildings, which will grant you with different benefits and ongoing abilities. A really neat thing here is that if you don't want to do any of the actions, any die can also be used to attract guests to your park. But the thing with this is that there are different types of guests that are interested in different rides and attractions, and depending on the value you use to spend on that action, it's going to determine which type of guest you get, and you're only going to be able to assign those guests to those particular types of rides. And if you don't want to do that action either, you can always choose to pass, which will just grant you with $2. But the game continues like this, and then the player with the most money at the end of the game wins the game. If you do want to check this one out, I will have it linked in the description down below.